Yes, guys, and welcome back to the YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll be showing you how I'm structuring my training with only 2 days per week in the gym to build muscle, get fitter, get faster, get stronger. These are things that you can implement straight away. If you're a busy man, you don't have much time, and you're thinking, I need to be in the gym 5-6 days per week, you don't. 2 days per week, proper programming, good quality, high intensity, and everything I'm gonna talk about in today's video, you can make it work with 2 days a week, I can assure you of that. I'll talk you through the session and what we got in store. So every single thing we do, I'll go into detail why we're doing it, how you can implement it yourself. And obviously when I've got 2 sessions, I'm just doing one today. So I can show you the other one and how I program with that too. So essentially by the end of this video, if you watch the full thing with a few free add-ons that I'm adding in for you so you can take away for free, you'll have the value, you'll have the knowledge. And if you implement that knowledge based on what I teach you, you'll understand how you can structure 2 sessions in a week to build muscle and make sure you're performing your best. And to be honest, you could just copy me if you want. So look, we've got a Romanian deadlift to start. This is gonna be our main hinge. This is gonna be important for glutes, hamstrings, but also your back as well. You need a hinge in your training. We'll go through that in detail. Seated hamstring curl, but I'm doing that in isolation. That's isolating hamstrings, but I'm doing one leg at a time. That's important as sport specific. I'm doing a lot of one leg at a time, running, etc. And just avoiding imbalances. Again, we'll go into more detail. We're gonna do a rear delt fly because it's an area I need to work on. It's a weakness, a bit more of like an aesthetic thing and injury prevention. Lion T-bar row, horizontal pull, going heavy on that. We need to get strong on it. That's how we're gonna build our back. That's like our main movement for our back today. Barbell bench press. From like an aesthetic standpoint, not really too fussed with this one. This is more about getting strong horizontally and working on my chest development too. Tricep dip, dumbbell bicep curl, few isolations. Triceps really good. A tricep dip's really good for obviously your triceps, but also your chest as well. And I want to get stronger with that. A little bit of like almost work I would never normally do. So a behind the body lateral raise, that's just literally for purely aesthetic purposes. I just want to develop the side of my shoulder and get a little bit wider. And then a little bit of core work. Anti-extension with a barbell ab wheel rollout. And cable athletic rotation, so resisting rotation, the spine, and getting stronger with that plane of motion too. So big session. I'll talk you through why I'm doing things, how to implement this into your own training, and what I do on session 2. And yeah, let's dive into the video. Okay, so starting off with a hinge. Within your training, obviously you should be having at least one sort of hinge and one sort of squat pattern and getting stronger at these because these are big compound movements. They're gonna help you to get a lot stronger overall. The way you structure your sessions with your full body, I do one session has a hinge in it and the other has your squat pattern. And they're like your big movements that you're aiming to get really strong on. And make sure you're progressively overloading, which we'll speak about in the video. So this is session 2. Session A I do on a Tuesday, and then the next one I do on a Saturday. That gives me a good amount of rest in between. That's another thing you need to take into consideration, rest. Your body needs to be able to recover from your training. So when it comes to your full body sessions, make sure that you, yes, program correctly, that's important, but you allow proper rest as well. But yeah, the hinge is there for hamstrings, glutes, so like your whole posterior really, your back, even your grip strength, your forearms. So with this, I would recommend, of course, like with anything, going through a proper warm-up and making sure that you're following the key fundamentals of your training, your proper tempo, proper execution, so the form's actually good, making sure that you're progressively overloading. But we'll talk about that in a second. So I'm actually gonna add a video onto the app, obviously with my client app. With all of my clients to get access to it, they can know exactly how to perform the exercises, so we will be recording that. But the main thing with this is making sure that you avoid the common mistakes of loading up too much of the lower back, not engaging the core, and not engaging your upper back too. Too many people just sort of like flop, and a lot of people as well will add a lot of bend into it. If you bend your knees too much and you end up allowing the knees to travel forward as well, you're not loading up your posterior, or your hamstrings, or you're not lengthening your glutes. All you're doing is loading up the quads, but in an awkward and unsafe position, and it's not optimal at all. So you're not doing a squat, you're doing a hinge. So think about pushing your bum back as far as you can, slight bend in the knee, you'll feel your hamstrings lock and feel like they're lengthened, so you'll feel them working. Even with no weight, you could do this properly. Engage your back, so make sure that you imagine like you've got newspaper in between your armpits, right? And you're trying to bring your arms back and in. Keep them tight. That's gonna flare your lats. Engage your lats, keep your posture stronger. Yeah, and we go from there. So doing probably 2-3 warm-up sets here, and then we're gonna go for, I think we're on 120 today, so we'll give that a go. But yeah, let's get straight into it. Get a few warm-ups in, which you'll see over the top, and then you're gonna see the top sets. Okay, so with these as well, a lot of people, when I talk to them about training, I love it when my clients do really well, they join up, they're loving it, but normally they want to do too much too soon. So a lot of my clients start smashing it and they want to start doing 3, 4, 5 sets. And one thing I want you to focus on is the actual quality of what you're doing. Don't always focus on doing more, focus on doing better. So instead of thinking, right, I'm doing really well, I'm gonna do 3, 4, 5 sets. Focus on, I like a top set, back off set approach, which means set 1, heaviest set, lower reps, set 2, lower weight, higher reps, right? Focus on the quality of the sets, the intensity, the tempo, doing it properly, progressing them first, and then you can think about doing more sets. But with a lot of people I coach and program, the rep ranges, which if you don't understand rep ranges, I have got a video on that, so I'll put that in the description. You'll typically be working in a little bit higher rep ranges than what I'm doing on here. So you'll probably only need 2 sets, top set and a back off set. But if you're doing more strength work, what you might be doing is lower rep ranges. So you might be doing 3 to 5 reps, but then you'll be doing more sets because you're only doing 3 to 5 reps per set. That's what I'm doing here. So I'm doing my rep ranges of 5 to 8. So I'm only doing 2 sets, but I'll be phasing through the program. Sometimes I'll be doing 3 sets, 4 sets. You should have parts in your program where you're doing lower volume and higher volume, deloads, peak weeks. If these are terms that you're unfamiliar with and you just want to sort of, and I will tell you how to structure this properly, but if you want to just cut through the BS and think, you know what, I find it really difficult to understand all of this, there's a lot going on, it's really complicated, you can watch this full video, listen to what I say and apply it. Or if you just want me to help you, yes, I can coach you straight away. So if you want to learn about that, message me on Instagram, the word coach. But if you just want to have something for free, maybe you don't want to invest in a coach straight away, you just want a bit of free guidance. For 3 people that are supporting the YouTube channel right now, if you go onto Instagram and you DM me the word programming, I'll book you in for a call. We'll have a 20-minute call. We'll go over your program and your current structure. I'll help you in a little bit more detail and we'll go from there. But that's for 3 people, so be quick. Okay, warm up set number 2. Okay. Okay. Warm-up sets feel strong. Like I said, you understand the importance of a hinge now, why we're doing it. The main thing is with this, once you've got the form right, the execution's good, the tempo, so the speed of the rep that you're doing is good, then all you need to focus on doing is progressively overloading within your rep ranges. So essentially, over time, are you lifting more weight? Are you doing more reps? All whilst obviously maintaining good form. Sometimes people chase doing more reps, lifting heavier, but then they start to lose the form. They start to neglect the depth, or they start to rush the reps. So yeah, you got to take that into consideration too, and make sure that you're keeping all the other variables the same. Otherwise, it's not true progression, right? Okay, final warm-up set. So this one isn't about doing loads of reps. I'm just priming my body. It knows what load's about to go on. I think it's 110. So I'll probably just do 1, make sure I'm all good, and then I can do my top set. So let's go. Okay. Okay, we'll do 120 today. Give that a go. Just take off the 5, 10 aside. Yeah, so the warm-up set, like the final one, you basically do a pyramid. It's simple. Start off with more reps, lower weight. As you get closer towards the weight you're gonna do for your top set, which that should be obviously a number that you feel you could do at least minimum of the bottom rep range you're doing, and no more than the top part of your rep range. You then go for a pyramid and you go, okay, less weight, more reps, and then eventually you get more weight, less reps, and you do maybe 1-2 reps on a higher weight, like I've just done 110, now we're going to 120, so yeah, let's go. Don't make this mistake, because if you continue to make this mistake, you're not going to apply enough intensity, you probably won't get the growth you're looking for. So whenever I go into a set, I'm always looking at, okay, what did I do last week? If I look on here, Romanian deadlift, what I did last week, I did 120 kilo and I did 4 reps, right? As you can see there. So now I know that I need to beat that to progress. So now I'm going to the set going, right, I need to get at least 5 reps to progress, keep the form the same, keep everything else standardized, and make sure that I beat that number. When I do that over extended periods of time, that's what's going to allow me to grow and to progress with all of my strength training. If you're just going into a set blind and thinking, I'll see how I get on, and you haven't got like a specific aim, or you don't know exactly what the goal is with that set, you're holding yourself back, and you're not going to do as well as you could. So apply that into your training. And if you found that helpful, I post daily on Instagram, so make sure that you follow my account. And if you're trying to get in JB 2026, drop me a follow, and yeah, go from there. We're really pushing the strength up right now, really working hard. Got big goals in 2026, and with reference to this actual video specifically, when we spoke about the importance of like only 2 sessions a week, you've got to get the quality right. The quality's got to be high. You've got to be really pushing hard, and yeah, working hard for the results that you're looking for. So, okay, let's get minimum 5 here then. Oh, that was good. Okay, nice. 6. Happy with that. So, beat the numbers from last week, up by a rep, no 2 reps. Need to put my shoes on to go for the toilet, and yeah, very happy with that. I think I could do another set and get 6 on that as well. We talk about intensity and like training to failure, but on like a big, heavy, demanding movement like an RDL, that really demanding on your nervous system as well, I tend to try and stay 1 to 2 reps in reserve and focus on consistency across the 2 or 3 sets that I do, rather than training to failure or like absolute failure like you would on, I don't know, just like an incline dumbbell press or a bicep curl. Save a little bit in the tank, less injury risk, and you're still going to put enough of a stimulus on your body to grow and change. So yeah, with this one, probably stay 1 to 2 reps in reserve, maybe a bit more. Like, it felt okay. And yeah, we'll do another set in a second once I've just popped to the toilet, and we're doing 3 sets. So that's one thing I'd say, if the reps are a bit lower and you're very strength focused, 3 sets works well. When you focus on building muscle though, it's important to work across different rep ranges. So 6 to 30 is like what they say optimal for muscle building. So you want to get strong between that range. So you might do 6 to 9, 10 to 15, 15 to 20. However, I wouldn't then do that on a big compound movement like an RDL, because if you're doing 15 to 20 reps on an RDL, it's not going to be your hamstrings or your glutes that are so fried. It's probably going to be your breathing, because you're doing such a heavy movement for so many reps. You'd be better doing 15 to 20 reps on more isolated muscles. If you're doing like a bicep curl or a tricep push down, that's when it would work better. Same with the squat. If you're doing a squat, it's probably not going to be, if you're doing 15 to 20 reps, the fact that your strength's giving out. It's going to be more the fact maybe your lower back starts to hurt a bit, or your breathing's too high and you're not trying to train for cardiovascular fitness with these sessions. You're trying to put enough on the stimulus on a muscle to grow, adapt and build. So with these movements, keep the reps a bit lower, keep the form good, and make sure that you're getting stronger over time. So let's go for a quick Jimmy Riddle and then we'll go in again. Okay, set 2, I've upped the weight a bit. Set 1 felt okay and I want to go a bit heavier. So 125 now. Let's see how we get on. And also I had a bit of a niggle in my wrist, didn't I, for a few weeks after the fight. And it feels good now, so I can actually grip stuff. Yeah, let's give this a go. Yeah. We'll stop there. That was all right. The reason being, I just feel like it's crazy, but even 5 kilo added on, I feel like I just lose a bit of tightness in my upper back. And like my lats, I'm struggling to keep them engaged. They almost travel forward a bit. So because I'm losing the form a bit, better not to push for the last rep. Keep it at that, happy with it. And then just next week, this is where it's important to go. If I did 125 for 4, next week don't try and do same weight for more. I'm gonna get 4 next week, but I'm gonna make sure that all 4, I'm going a bit deeper. I'm getting a little bit of a better connection with my hamstring. But I'm also making sure my back's a bit better engaged. It didn't feel as good. So that's what we're training though. It's all just learning, isn't it? And progressing. Yeah, I'm happy with it regardless. I tell a lie, like I did want it to be a bit better, but it wasn't bad at all. It's just wasn't where I want it to be, but that's fine because we live and learn. And next week I'll start on 125 as well because you're carrying a bit of fatigue. I'm gonna do 1 more set here. I'm having a rest, 1 more set, then I'm gonna move on. Okay, set 3. Drop the weight down a little bit, still at 120. I want at least 4 reps and I'll be happy. Like I said, these compound movements, I'm keeping the reps a bit lower, but making sure that we go heavier on them and we get stronger over time. So, and I don't think I've even said it, but I've definitely said it in other videos. Lifting straps, mate, are an absolute game changer because I would not be able to hold this weight up without lifting straps. And I'm focused on developing my hamstrings, my glutes, my back, right, my whole posterior in this movement, not my grip strength. So I don't want to have to then lose out on strength from my glutes, my hamstrings, for the sake of my grip strength, right? Okay, let's nail this set then. 4 reps. Yeah. That felt good. I reckon I had another couple in the tank, but like I said, couple of reps in reserve on these. Whew. Happy with that. I think next week I'll probably go beat the reps, but also try and get slightly lower as well on a couple. Yeah, happy with that though, really happy. Let's move on to exercise number 2. Okay, so I'm gonna do some single leg work here for the lower body. The thing is with your structure, your programming, in session 1, so this is session 2, session 1 I want you to have like a knee dominant movement. So you'll be doing like a quad bias isolation movement. So some examples could be a single leg extension. You might do a split squat, a Bulgarian split squat, different variations, right? But it's got to be knee dominant, single leg. Then in session 2, which is the one with the hip dominant movement, we just did the Romanian deadlift, you're going to apply some form of single leg movement for the hamstring. So session 1 is a squat pattern with a single leg knee dominant movement. So as an example, a hack squat, a barbell back squat, a front squat, maybe a leg press, and then you'll also have your secondary movements. That's your primary. Your secondary movement would be a single leg extension, variation of split squats. Then in session 2, which is going to be your hinge bias movement, more posterior focused, you're going to be doing a Romanian deadlift, a normal deadlift, maybe a hyperextension, something like that. And then your secondary movement, because that's your primary, is going to be something like a single leg curl, which you've got different leg curl variations, standard, seating, lying, or maybe you'll do like a single leg Romanian deadlift too. Essentially, that's how we're going to program our lower body movements. We've got our main compound and our secondary, and that covers everything across the week, as long as we've got enough like proper volume, but of course, proper execution and intensity. So let's give this a go. The rep range here is 8 to 12, and we've upped the weight, so let's see how we get on. I'm not sure which leg is actually stronger. I think it's my left, so let's start with a weaker leg, see how we get on. Now we work. I think got 11, failed on the last one. They're the ones though, I say that to clients a lot, so if you're a client and watching this, I always say, you know in that last rep when you're just like, nah, I don't think I've got it, just go for it. Like, you're in a safe position, you're not doing like a big back squat or like we just spoke about, a Romanian deadlift where it's a bit more injury risk if you're training really, really close to failure. You're isolating a muscle, you're in a safe position, push it. Like, what's the worst case scenario? You don't get it? Okay, cool. Well, you know you've hit failure. That's what you want. So with every isolate, when you're doing unilateral work, so one arm at a time, one leg at a time, just make sure that you're starting with the weaker side, then you match it on the stronger side, okay? Let's go. One more. So I might have had another rep or two, but match it, yeah? Oh, feel okay. That feels all right, to be fair. Okay, so set 2, like I said, secondary movement. We've done the main one, we've done the hinge, now we're gonna do the isolation. We did top set, so the heavier weight with less reps. We did 8 to 12, we got 11. So because I got 11 on 30 kilo, because I didn't hit 12, which is the top of the rep range, I'll do 30 again next week. I'll try and hit 12. Then when I do, the following week, I'll then increase the weight, and that'll probably bring me down to 8, 9 reps, and that's just how you get stronger in the rep range. This one, drop down to 25, because I'm doing slightly more reps, and yeah, this one's 12 to 15, so I should be getting at least 12, but we'll soon see. Yeah, we're gonna get 12. Yeah. Let's go then. Yeah. Oh. Beat the rep range. Whew. Oh, I can't even lift that right leg. You know what, that's a really good example of people telling me like, oh, I got the top of the rep range, but my goal was 12 to 15, right? I got to 15, I was like, this is sound. Just kept going. I still made sure that set was valuable. I hit failure, but yeah, next week I know that I need to up the weight, so good problem to have. Not a good problem to have that I've now got to match that. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's so hard. Yep. Couldn't get that last few in. Oh my God, my hamstring feels absolutely fried. Oh. That's what I mean when I say about like quality over quantity. It's not about doing loads of sets. It's about the quality of them. Like that's 2 high quality sets, hasn't took me long. And that's enough of a stimulus on a muscle, enough stress to cause it to build and adapt, because you're pushing to them high intensities, which is what you want. Oh my God, my hamstrings are killing. Right, let's go. Yep. Too heavy. Overshot it a bit there. You know what it is as well? This T-bar row is a bit different to the one at the other gym I train at. So I've done the same weight as what I normally do, but yeah, this one just feels a lot harder. So I'm gonna drop the weight a little bit and get more reps in. Don't know why today, like, I normally get a really good connection to this movement, but I'm struggling with it today. I don't know why. Oh well, it's what it is. It's still a tough set. Just lower the weight to get more reps in. Okay, set 2. So made a few adjustments. Let's see how we get on. I've lowered the weight quite a lot. I want to get more reps in. I'm at a phase now where I'm like, I am actually focused on my physique a bit more as well. I'm not just focused on getting stronger and getting fitter. Like, I'm fit, I'm happy with my running, I'm happy with my boxing. Like, it's still a focus, don't get me wrong. But 2026, I am really going big on the physique goal as well. So yeah, making that a priority. But let me just talk you through, in fact, I'll do a set and I'll talk you through exactly why I've got this movement in my training, so you can understand how you can implement this or something similar into your routine so that you can get the benefits that I'm looking from with this movement. So let's work hard. Oh, I'm struggling on this movement today, wow. Oh. That was tough. Had like 3 reps that weren't how far I wanted to pull back, but okay, I'm actually struggling on this one. Maybe it's something that I need to prioritize more, which is fine. I'll do one more on here now. One more set and drop the weight a bit again. Yeah, I'm not connecting that well to it today. I don't know why. Oh well. So with this movement, the reason I've got it programmed in within my training now, I normally do, with my full body sessions, we spoke about the lower body compound, right? The main movement squat pattern, session 1, hinge on session 2, and then the secondary movement you do, knee dominant single leg or single leg for the hamstring, right? Or hip dominant, so you're getting your glute in with maybe a single leg RDL or something as well. Now, the next thing I want you to focus on is one session you're gonna focus on vertical pulls and vertical presses. The other session, you're gonna focus on horizontal pulls and presses. So session 1, I'm doing pull-ups and I'm doing shoulder press. In this one, session 2, I'm doing horizontal pulls. So I think I'm doing a T-bar row and I'm also doing a rear delt fly as well. So this allows you to get better recovery. And with the horizontal rows, you're gonna target different muscles to, if you're going vertically, or isolate them more. The same way with a press. You're gonna focus more overhead if you're doing vertical presses on the front of your shoulder, in comparison to a horizontal press, we're focusing on mainly your chest. So let's focus on adding that into your routine. If you are gonna do a horizontal row, loads of choices. You could do a machine row, you can go with different variations of grips. You could be doing a T-bar row, you could be doing a seated cable row, you could be doing a bent over barbell row, dumbbell row, loads of variations. But the main thing is that you've got that, every single session in your 2, you've got either a horizontal or a vertical press and pull. And yeah, that seems to be working quite well. So that's how I'm gonna be nailing these sessions, building muscle with only 2 sessions a week. This is part of it. So what we've spoke about so far, I'll cover it all at the end. But yeah, horizontal pulling and pressing is the 3rd one. Okay, so final set here, if I'm being honest, in this session, this hasn't gone absolutely perfect from the horizontal row for this T-bar row, just because the movement is, I'm not really connecting with it too well in this gym compared to the gym I normally train at. I've overshot on set 1, set 2 as well. I expected more reps, but we're gonna, I'm taking the straps off, have a little bit more freedom. And yeah, I'm just gonna push hard. The intensity is high. Don't overthink it too much. Work hard and you'll be fine. So, right, let's get this one done. Let's go. There we go. Oh, that felt better. Yeah, I just need to drop the weight. That was a lot better. Got 11 on that one. I'll take that off. Oh, that was tough. Right, I need a minute. Okay, so because my back's an area I want to focus on more, and I've had 2 sets that were a little bit lower than the reps I wanted, I'm going to do a 3rd set here and lower the weight a bit, and I'm going to go for 10 to 12 reps is the goal. So let's see. Oh, give me a second on that one. Whew, that's quite tough. Spoke quite a lot in between these sets. I feel quite like cold. That was tough though. Heart rate's gone high after that. Let's have a second. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so next part of the session, we've done the horizontal pull, we've done the hinge at the start, we've done the single leg variation for the hamstring. Now we're gonna do a horizontal push. So remember we said we're going in horizontal one day, vertical the next. In this session, we're doing horizontal push. So we're gonna be doing a barbell bench press. It's a solid movement. Like, just if you get stronger at this, it's simple. Your chest is gonna grow, right? You're gonna get stronger. So I'm gonna do 2 sets here. Oh, this is so stiff. 2 sets here, push the intensity. And I think we're pretty much done on the compounds. And we're going to some isolated work. But I'll tell you how I've warmed up. So I think I haven't benched in a while. I'm only gonna do 80 kilo. So I did 40 to start. I think I did about 10 to 12, just got a good pump in my chest. Then I did 60 kilo for maybe 5, 70 kilo for 2 to 3. Now I'm just going straight in at 80, see what I get, rest, go in it again, probably lower the weight so I can get more reps. Remember, top set, back off set approach. It's not about doing loads of sets, it's about the quality of them. Are you adding enough of a stress to the muscle to cause it to need to change? Your body won't just build muscle for the sake of it. You've got to stress it enough, tear down the muscle fibers, and then do the right things outside of your training to give yourself, your body, what it needs in order to recover, build, and grow. So let's give this a go. Shoulder blades pin back. Oh, fucking hell, I'm finished an agent. This is good. Oh, that was weak. Oh, yeah, I haven't benched in a while and that showed. Wow. 4 on 80 kilo. I think I was doing 90 for 4 a few months ago. Okay, cool. Well, just re-establish your numbers, see where you're at like I have. We'll drop the weight. Probably drop it down to about 70 to be fair. And we'll just pump out some more reps and get another high quality set in. I wanted to be getting 6 to 9 on that. So because I've undershot and I've only managed 4, next week I'll lower the weight a little bit and I'll make sure I get in the rep range. But to be fair, a little bit disappointing for me with that one, just because, you know what, it's not, because I haven't actually been focusing that much strength work. Like I said before, I've been very much focused on the boxing and the running, but now I'm very focused on, right, keep that going, but let's get stronger and improve the physique as well. So yeah, it is what it is. Now I'm focused on getting stronger and aesthetic goals as well. It's time to get strong. And just like reassessing your numbers. This is where I'm at the moment. Let's just progress on that. And also another really important thing is that if you have weaknesses, which we all do, or areas that you want to focus more on, you can change the order of your session. So if you're like, I really want to focus on my upper body more than my lower, put your hinge towards the back end of the session. Focus on your upper body stuff first. Yes, when I say that out loud, it does sound a bit strange, because like your hinge is going to be so demanding in a full body session, but look, if it's not your primary focus and your biggest focus is developing your upper part of your physique, put that first. Like if I want to focus on bench, do it first, because I'm going to be warmest, I'm going to be freshest, I've got no fatigue. I'm carrying fatigue from that Romanian deadlift, the hamstring curl, the T-bar row. So just think about that when you're programming your sessions too. Okay, second and final set here, bar bench press. Let's see how we get on. Only 70 kilo, which is quite light, but let's see how we get on. I want to really focus on getting more reps here. Let's see how this moves. Quality over quantity, remember that. Cramping my lat. Two more, come on. This one's the one that counts. Wow, that was good. I mean, it's definitely weaker than where I've been at before, but like I said, we've got our numbers. When we're doing this movement now, in 12 weeks time, I should be lifting a hell of a lot heavier. I've just obviously neglected the strength work whilst I've been focused on the boxing, so just about priorities, isn't it? But yeah, let's move on to the next part of the movement of the workout. Okay, so next movement, tricep dip. So session A, where you're gonna do your squat pattern I wouldn't go for like a more of a compound movement like a tricep dip where you get a lot out of the chest as well. I'd probably bias maybe a little bit of more isolated where maybe you'll do an overhead extension and you'll do maybe a machine variation for a push down. Session B, I'm going for a tricep dip and then I'm going to superset that with an isolated movement for the bicep. So it's like a superset of a tricep bias movement and a bicep bias movement as well. Keeping the reps quite high, so let's give it a go. Yeah, it does feel a little bit more narrow than what I'm used to. Oh well, let's take this close to failure. Oh, that was tough. Oh, so I can really feel out my chest as well as my triceps. With a superset as well, it's okay to have like 20 seconds in between. Absolutely fine, because when you do a set, you don't want the reason you fail to be because you're out of breath. You want it to be because of the target muscle so fatigued that it isn't strong enough to produce enough force to lift the weight anymore. You don't want it to be because your breathing's through the roof. So I'll give myself like probably 30, 40 seconds and then I'm gonna go in. Haven't been able to do these because of my wrist. You already know. What I'm gonna do. Done. Tell you what, my wrist still isn't 100% from the boxing because my right arm's stronger. But every single time I did this motion here, put a lot of stress on my wrist. Might try a wrist strap for my next set. Yeah, I'll go and get a lighter weight so I can do more reps as well, but that's good. Oh, that was tough. Woo. All right, quick 30 seconds. Know that on my up. And then we're going to the curls. Okay, so we've done the main tricep movement. We've done a bicep isolation as well. So you can obviously mix that up. I would say session 1, I do hammer curl. So I bias the brachialis, or they say like the thickness of the bicep. And then session 2, not really biased anything too specific, but I'm just going into a standard bicep curl variation. You could, if you were trying to be a bit more optimal, maybe to have a hammer curl in one, and then your other session you might double up. You might do a movement where you have the elbow behind your body to bias the long head, and a movement where you have your arm in front of your body to bias the short head. Then you're covering all 3 key fundamentals of bicep training. And your other tricep movement, you should probably be doing something overhead, and then probably you double up on that one as well. So session 1, you do like a tricep, like a push down on a machine like we spoke about. Then maybe exercise 2 would be a tricep overhead extension. And then on this session, session 2, you'd be doing 2 bicep movements instead maybe. So maybe like a preacher curl and then an incline dumbbell curl with your tricep dip. But now we're doing a little bit of work that I've never really done before. Literally just for aesthetic purposes. So it's going to be some side delt work. I'm going to go and do that in the cables and yeah, finish the session. Okay, so with this one, we're doing a cable lateral raise behind the body. Just feels nicer for me. Yeah, just getting the side of the shoulder warm, but specifically this movement is literally just isolating the side of your shoulder. So I think this is good for me because I think my shoulders are a weak area, not from just an aesthetic standpoint, but like performance as well. Because if they're weak, then you're more prone to injury. And I think with boxing as well, I've had quite a few sort of, injuries before. So it's definitely something that I want to focus on moving forward. Yeah, it's definitely something that I want to focus on moving forward. It's just avoiding injury, so just strengthening the shoulders. You've got 3 heads to the shoulder. You've got the rear delt, you've got the side delt, which we're training here, and then the front delt, which you're training when you're doing like overhead variations. So I'm just getting it warm here. And to be honest, I'll be honest, this is just like aesthetics as well. Like I just want to have a bit of a wider frame, like I've said. So yeah, that's the reason I'm doing this. But I've spoke about every reason why you should do these things within your training. This one specifically, it's just like, you don't have to do side delt work. Like you don't absolutely have to, but if you are focused on getting a bit of a wider physique, it's a good muscle to train. So definitely worth doing it, as if you're not training it in isolation, you're not gonna train it that much. It's not really gonna be utilized too much in compound movements. So I would definitely recommend it. But I'm gonna finish off with 2 sets here. Gonna go quite high in terms of the reps, 15 to 20, 20 to 25. So let's see how we get on. This is the first working set. Overshot a bit there apparently, so once I get 12 and a few partials, yeah, it's weird with obviously different gyms, like the cable stacks are a bit different. Normally I get more than that, but that's okay. Okay, let's go into set number 2. Haven't done this one in ages. How am I getting into it again? Okay, yeah, I know what I'm doing. So much easier on my left. But if I kept doing that on my left though, I would just keep getting that side stronger. That's why we start with the weaker side and then just match it. But I think that's just because of boxing. Like on my left hands, the ratio of me throwing punches must be so high on the left compared to the right. That's why it's just fatigues way slower, where this one fatigues way faster. So, oh well. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm gonna go and get a little plate, so I don't wanna go at 5 kilo, but I do wanna go a bit heavier. So what I'm doing for set 2 is, because the jump's quite a lot, I'm gonna just add this 2.5 on. But what I'm gonna do, we'll do it like that. So that's 7.5 then, rather than 5 or 10, which works quite well if you're sort of within that range on the cable where you're training a muscle like the sides out that doesn't need, you don't go really that heavy on it unless you're like ridiculously strong. So it allows you, instead of going right from 5 kilos to 10 or 10 to 15, bigger jumps, like a 50% jump, you can just go for a slightly reduced jump. You could go for maybe an add a 1.25 or a 2.5. Easier to progress rather than a big jump. So give it a go. I didn't quite go to plan. Yeah, for some reason we tried to add the weight on, but it just keeps getting stuck on the cable stack. So we have to just drop the weight and go for higher reps. There we go, that seems to be working. It feels like there's literally nothing on my shoulder, but we'll go for 20 to 25 on the reps. Be a long set. Oh, that was hard. That was quite good actually. I enjoyed that. Well, I wouldn't say I enjoyed it, but okay. Got 24. I feel like on this left side it's going to be so easy. So much easier on that side. That was all right. Again, just 2 sets there, top set, back off set. But you know when we said at the start about training in rep ranges like 6 to 30? When you're doing like your isolated movements, I know we said on the Romanian deadlift, go heavier and do less reps. On these isolated ones, you get a lot more out of it doing like higher reps rather than 5 to 8, 6 to 9. Okay, so I'm gonna use this other side, that side's being dodgy. So to finish off this session, we're gonna do some core work. We've got a rotation that we're gonna do on the cable, which is challenging, like resisting rotation of the spine on the way here. And I'll show you that in a second. And then you've got an anti-extension movement we're gonna do, which is gonna be an ab wheel rollout. So we'll give that a go. Let's try that. Okay. Okay, let's get a warm up in. Probably go 1 heavier, go 20 kilo. Give that a go. Okay, we're going a bit heavier on this one actually, but I want to give it a go. So we'll soon see if we've overshot or not. Let's give it a go. That was tough. Oh, I'll have 15 seconds and I'll do the other side. Okay. Bit easier on that one, on that side. 25 for 9. Do one more. I'm knackered now. Wow. Yep. Match the reps on the same side. Woo. Okay, we're gonna go and do the ab wheel rollout and then we're done. Okay, so we'll finish the video with ab wheel rollout. I like to do probably 2 different core movements at the end of each session. I have actually got a video that I built specifically for core training so that you can make sure you're doing it correct. So if you want to go and watch that video, I'll put a link in the description. But now we're going to do some work anti-extension of the spine. So we're going to do an ab wheel rollout. Take it, still train it to failure the same way you would on any other movement. And yeah, we've got 2 sets here, so let's dive straight in. Tell you what, I was getting a hamstring cramp on that. Okay, set 2. I was nearly getting cramp in that first set. So I think the one with this that a lot of people do is they go really far out, which is fine, but they like, how to explain it? They lose the tension in their core and they often have a lot of like bend in their lower back. So they just put pressure on there. The goal with this is like you want to resist extension of your spine. So you want to keep this clamp position. You don't want to allow this to happen, where then you take the pressure off here and you put it onto your lower back. So you want to think about even engaging your glutes, tensing them, crunching down a bit and maintaining this position. That's why you probably see me have a bit of an arch. Done. Took that away, it's tough. Okay, that's the training session done. Hope you found that helpful. Make sure you apply what I've taught here. Start implementing it into your own training. Remember, 2 full body sessions a week. If you're doing the right training volume, the right amount of sets, the right intensity, and the form's correct, along with good programming, you'll be absolutely fine. You just got to make sure that you nail the basics and nail what you do outside. Forget about I need to focus on my creatine or what protein powder do I take. Focus on the key fundamentals, your training, your nutrition, and your recovery. When you get them right, you're in a good position. But I do 2 full body sessions a week. That's what's allowed me to progress my physique. I'm gonna do that going into the new year with a few aesthetic goals. If you guys have found this helpful, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with someone else you feel will get value from it. If you wanna see daily content, head to the link in my bio. The first link, you see my Instagram. Drop me a follow on there, Jacob Smith Coach, and I'll see you guys in future videos.